Once upon a time, in a land not written on any map, there was a village called Eakin Hill. The village was blessed with fertile soil, a river that never dried, and a sun that rose faithfully every morning. Yet despite all this abundance, most of the people who lived there struggled all their lives. They worked hard, yet they remained poor. Not because life was unfair, but because of how they thought. In this village, 2 boys were born on the same night, under the same moon, in houses only 3 doors apart. Their names were Arimu and Bolanli. They grew up drinking from the same stream, playing on the same dusty roads, and learning under the same village teacher. Their beginnings were the same, but their endings would be very different. One season, when the boys were still young, a strange old man came to Eakin Hill. His beard was white like cotton, his back bent with age, and in his hands was a sack filled with seeds. He gathered the villagers together and told them that the seeds he carried could change their future. He said they had 2 choices. They could eat the seeds immediately because they were sweet and filling, or they could plant them, water them, and wait for them to grow. Most of the villagers laughed. They said hunger was a problem for today, not tomorrow. They roasted the seeds and ate them that same night. Arimu's family did the same. His father said life was already hard, so whatever joy came today should be enjoyed without delay. But Bolanli's mother did something different. She took the seeds home and planted them behind their hut. When Bolanli asked why she did not eat them like everyone else, she smiled and told him that the future belongs to those who can wait. That night, 2 different decisions were made. One satisfied hunger. The other created a future. As the years passed, Arimu grew into a strong young man. He worked hard every day, carrying heavy loads in the market and doing any job he could find. But whenever money entered his hands, it left just as quickly. When he earned a little extra, he celebrated. When he had nothing, he complained. He believed money was meant to be spent and that enjoyment should never be delayed. He often said that people like him were not meant to be rich. And whenever someone talked about saving, learning, or investing, he dismissed it as something only lucky people could do. Arimu's thinking was always focused on the present. Today's hunger, today's pleasure, today's struggle. Tomorrow was something he hoped would somehow take care of itself. To him, money was for survival and comfort, not for building anything lasting. Bolanli also worked hard, but his thinking was different. He saved small amounts, even when it was uncomfortable. He watched how traders priced their goods and how money moved from hand to hand. He asked questions and paid attention to patterns others ignored. Instead of asking how much he would make today, he asked what his effort could become in 5 or 10 years. When his friends laughed at him for refusing to spend freely, he calmly told them he was not poor, he was preparing. While others rested, Bolanli learned. While others spent, he invested. While others waited for opportunity, he created systems. His body lived in the present, but his mind lived in the future. Then one year, a great storm came to Eakin Hill. Farms were destroyed, jobs disappeared, and hunger returned to the village. Arimu panicked. He had nothing saved and no plan. He cried that life was unfair and blamed the government, fate, and everyone around him. He felt betrayed by a world that never promised him anything. Bolanli, however, remained calm. The seeds his mother planted years ago had grown into fruit trees. He sold the fruits, stored value, and reinvested what he earned. That storm revealed a powerful truth. When crisis comes, the poor panic, but the rich adjust. Not because one is smarter, but because one prepared. Years later, Arimu visited Bolanli's home. It was peaceful, organized, and full of people working. Confused and tired, Arimu asked how they had started from the same place, yet ended so differently. Bolanli led him to a mirror and told him to look closely. He said the difference was not what life gave them, but how they thought about what life gave them. He explained that the poor think money is for comfort, while the rich think money is for construction. The poor think in expenses, while the rich think in assets. The poor wait for opportunity, while the rich build it. The poor ask how much something costs, but the rich ask what it will return. Arimu said nothing. He finally understood that his greatest limitation had never been money, but mindset. The old seed seller returned to the village one last time and said that richness begins in the mind before it appears in the pocket. Poverty, he said, is not the absence of money, but the absence of vision. And so the story ends with a simple truth. 2 people can earn the same income. 2 people can face the same hardship, but their thinking will decide their destiny. Because in the end, The poor think short term, the rich think long term, and what you consistently think is what you eventually become.